Hello YouTube and welcome back to Fire Gaming Project. Today's video is going to be a very short one, but it's just to discuss the banner sales updates, the sales figures, especially for Kokomi after her first day, September 21st, 2021. So long story short, some of you guys have probably been seeing this on Twitter and on Reddit, and it's been making the rounds. But basically, yeah, Kokomi's sales suck. She is the lowest sold character to date. The sales chart is available, and I will put the link in the description. But the sales chart picture that someone made, basically, it's for representing China data only. However, China data is representative of all sales because the Japan data, there's a chart available for that as well separately. It's all very similar, but the China sales figures is the mostly representative because majority of the players are in the China server actually. There are definitely a lot of players in the Japan server is the second highest, or Asia server basically, from Japan and maybe some Taiwan and other Asian countries. And then the next group would be I think Europe and NA, North America. So those ones they're still high, but then they're different. But again, Chinese sales are representative overall because this is MiHoYo Shanghai, which is a Chinese company, and Genshin Impact is owned by them. So just to go over the chart briefly, and in a way, it's like a summary of the year. We all know that Venti was the first banner, and he did pretty well given the fact that it was the first banner, right? And then I think it was probably based on FOMO or whatnot. People missed out on Venti, and then people went for Klee. Also, Klee was super cute, right? I went for Klee right away. I didn't go for Constellations back then because I didn't know what that was, but I got her, and she was my first character, right? And then I also went for Child because I thought he was really cool, but apparently Child was not popular because people did not like his weapon stance switching between melee and like bow and sword. Sword, not sword, but water sword. Sorry, yeah. So his bow and such, and so people didn't know and everything. And then Zhongli was like a mega hit, obviously as an Archon, and he even outsold the original Venti banner. Then Albedo was less popular, but still more popular than Child. Then Ganyu was like a force to be reckoned with. Again, her sales were pretty much comparable to Zhongli. Of course, with that being said, though, people weren't sure as well because with Ganyu, people weren't sure about bow users. There was all this hype and rumor about like, oh, she's just a cryo amber. Okay, for those of you who have been around since the beginning, like myself, right? That was what the big thing was. Xiao, because he was in the closed beta and everyone wants that guy and he's super cool, right? You know, so yeah, he definitely surpassed Zhongli and Ganyu and the original Venti banner. Then there was a big spike for the staff of Homa, plus Hu Tao, who was a secret banner that was a surprise that was only available for 2 weeks. In between of that, there was a super low sale that's not listed on the chart here because it was not even worth mentioning, but it's the little low part, which was a Kaching trial banner basically. They were testing it out to see if people wanted her because there are a lot of Kaching mains out there, and she's actually a pretty cool character. It's just that Electro itself is kind of weak, and it was kind of weak, and the hope was that going into Inazuma right now, the Electro would be buffed, etc., right? So regardless of that, Kaching on her own is a pretty cool character. I enjoy using her, especially throughout my 2.0 patch 2.0 runs. Right now, I don't use her anymore because I companionship level 10'd her, and I obviously have Raiden Shogun, obviously. So yeah. Then after that, Venti was the first rerun banner, and that was a mega sale because a lot of people, including myself, rolled on that banner. People went on that because that was the first rerun to come, and a lot of people missed Venti in the first one or didn't get him because they lost a 50-50 and got like other standard characters instead because he was the only limited one available at that time. So during the rerun, it went crazy and it was a mega spike. Okay, I went for it. I also went for C1 for him at that point, right? Then Child came back with no storyline. I do talk about this in my upcoming 2.2 banner rerun predictions that I think Child is coming back because they may be giving him a storyline or some purpose to come back because during his rerun here, he did not get a rerun, and therefore his sales also was kind of suffered as well. It was similar to his original run, more or less. With his banner came Rosaria, so that helped a little bit, but regardless, people were still not sure. But at that point, I think overall at this point now, in 2.1, going into 2.2, I think many people know and use Child for the Spiral Abyss now, so they do realize his potential. So I believe if he was to come back for a future rerun, it would sell better, or maybe at least similar, but regardless, he's a cool character and he's great, and I did pick up 2 of his constellations. I actually tried to go for 3, but I lost 50-50, I think twice. So I just ended up with C2 for him. Then, of course, Zhongli was rerun. This was already much after the Geo element was buffed. Also, after Zhongli's initial release, there was some drama and controversy there, and his kit was buffed as well, right? So, and also Geo Resonance was buffed and all that stuff, right? So he was much better already once he was rerun, and everyone was looking forward to him. So obviously his sales will also higher as well, but still not as high as his original run. Okay. Then after him came Eula, which is the first new character since 3 reruns, basically. And Eula sold really well. She was comparable to Ganyu and Hu Tao, and she's a physical DPS with cryo element. Then Baby Klee, my favorite Baby Klee, she came back, and I've been using Klee as one of my starter characters. My starter team, which I will do a separate video about later, was Jean, Chi-Chi, Child, and Klee, okay? Believe it or not. So I'll talk about that in another video. Stay tuned. But Klee came back on a rerun, and I went for her C1 then, and I was lucky. I got it within like 10 pulls. So that was good. But I actually should have went for her C2 or beyond, but I didn't because I wanted to save my money for Kazuha. That's what happened. So because Kazuha was announced, and as you can see, Klee's banner, secondly, wasn't as high anymore because the hype with her was over. In addition, maybe some people went gangbusters on her first banner, so they got a bunch of constellations for her already, right? Secondly, the newer players probably weren't feeling her because at this point, there was Hu Tao, you know, obviously another Pyro DPS, which was very popular, right before her, and other characters that are 4-star that are Pyro that people were using already, right? You know, and also of course there's always the D-Luke, right? So at this point, Klee was no longer as popular, but she was still doing solid numbers, still selling more than both child banners during initial peaks. Okay, then Kazuha came with a preview towards the Inazuma, obviously. Kazuha was well received overall as a popular character. However, there was controversy again. In the beginning, people weren't sure what is he. Is he just a 5-star upgrade of a Sucrose with some elements of like a Jean and like Venti and like a Xiao put together and just thrown in together, right? People weren't sure what to do with him. But then obviously now people have realized he is OP because ever since 2.0, he was the #1 most used Spiral Abyss character, okay? Because he is very, very useful. And I'm not going to say I regret, but I will say that I did not pick up, because I was uncertain as well, but I wanted to pick him up because I do collect all the characters. I picked him up for C0, and I did not get any constellations for him, and this is before I even cared for any constellations on 5 stars. But anyway, my story is that if he was to come back on a rerun, this is going to be probably next year, 2022, I will definitely go for his constellations. Now, I say that now because I don't know what else is coming out soon, but I will definitely, based on what I know now, I would go for his at least C2. Okay? Probably up to C2 at least. Then next came Ayaka, the long-awaited Ayaka. Also, she was from closed beta. She has the same birthday as Genshin Impact because she is from September 28th. Her birthday is coming up. Obviously, she's a very elegant and beautiful character. In a way, though, she's designed in a basic way because she was closed beta, right? So if you think about it, her ult and all that stuff is very similar to design to D-Luke and everything. So everything was very like similar based on their initial setups for the most original characters, right? So anyway, but she was much anticipated. So her banner did well. Also very comparable to Ganyu and to Eula, the other two cryo queens. Then came Yoymia, again another controversial one. People again were not feeling her. They're like, this is just another 5-star upgrade of an Amber again, literally. And I did a quick video about that where I recently did just to talk about power creep between Raiden and Oz, just as a little gimmicky thing. But in that video, I also talk about Yoymia versus Amber as well. So maybe I need to update that to let people know that that's there as well. But regardless, like power creep is real in this game, but it is slower than what we expected, which is good. But at the same time, you know, MiHoYo coming out with a 5-star version of a Pyro bow user is basically in a way cannibalizing on Amber, right? A 4-star that we get for free. So, but regardless, I personally like Yoymia, and shout out again to the Yoymia mains. I like using her in combination, especially with Raiden Shogun, because it just procs a lot of the overload. I do talk about that again in my power creep video. I'll probably update that title and maybe the title screen after this, because maybe it's not clear that that's also talked about there. Okay, then next, of course, our most recent queen, the Electro Queen herself, Raiden Shogun. She has outsold all other banners, Klee and the Venti rerun, and she is basically by far, like, I don't know, she does laps around all the other, like, lower banners, basically, okay, as you can see. And now we get to our newest release. Of course, this is only based on day one data, and this is again using Chinese data. Again, it is representative enough because there are lots of players in the Chinese server, that Kokomi has the least amount of sales of all banners. That probably includes Kaching, I would believe, or she'll be tied or close to Kaching, because Kaching is so minuscule on this graph that they did not even show her picture there. But her banner was right before Hu Tao's, and also there was a spike there because there was again is a staff of Homa as well. So keep that in mind. So again, yeah, Kokomi is really low. We already knew this. I'm sure that everyone knows this. I'm sure you guys all can figure this out, right? She is essentially like equivalent to a 5-star power creeped, cannibalized version of Barbara, right? Of course, there's some things that she can do better than Barbara Doug because she's a 5-star, but regardless, like essentially, she is nothing new that we don't already have, that we don't already know about. That's why no one's pulling for her. I will still probably pull for her, but not right now. I've seen enough. Actually, I was falling asleep watching other streamers pull her and also use her. And actually, most of them all said, she sucks, basically. Long story short, she sucks. Okay, you don't expect much from her. She's balanced in the sense that, yeah, you're gonna have some tanky, like, healing and all that stuff. But yeah, she's pretty, she's cute, she's well designed, as all the characters are, right? She will have her use. I will still pull for her. Just one copy. C0 is enough. Not gonna go for her weapon. Yeah, and we'll just see, okay? So, but then that's not coming. That's not gonna happen anytime soon. But stay tuned though. I will post a video once I do pull for her. But regardless, I do a whole bunch of other videos. I did a bunch of videos, pre-analysis, banner announcement, and then first day impressions, right? All of you guys have been able to test her out in the trial dungeon as well. You guys know very well what this character can or cannot do, what this character can or cannot bring. So I don't need to go into that myself because you guys already know, right? And so there's no doubt as to why her banner sucks and that her sales have sucked since day one. Now, will they get better? Will it be a situation where maybe somehow some people find like a better use for her moving forward, and then like maybe then she's supposed to be some OP thing or something, or maybe the game, maybe Genshin or the developers or whatever, they're going to change the meta so that it will just to complement her and other healers. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to wait and see, right? But regardless, right now, this was just a quick banner sales update. This caught my eye, so I just decided to create a thumbnail for this and talk about it today. So anyway, if you guys like my content, please subscribe. Leave me some comments, questions. Feel free to, and like my video, and go check out my other videos, and stay tuned for more as well. So thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one.